Hello and welcome to SKTV News. You're watching Primetime English News with me, SUCHITRA Rajkumari. First, the headlines. Chief Minister Yumnam Khemchand holds crucial talks with members of Kuki-Zo Council in Guwahati. Kokomi expresses dissatisfaction over holding of talks outside Manipur, says it is a state-specific issue. Maheshwar Thongnaujam declares RPI Athawale will not field any illegal immigrants as candidates in the upcoming State Assembly election. Governor Ajay Kumar Bhalla stresses on importance of strengthening agriculture sector in order to boost economy. Manipur joins observance of International Day of Forest. Principal Chief Conservator of Forest Anurag Bajpai calls for concerted efforts to conserve forests. And Meitei Pangal community joins the celebration of Eid-ul-Fitr with mass prayers and grand feasts. Now the news in detail. In a significant step towards restoring normalcy in Manipur, Chief Minister Yumnam Khemchand arrived in Guwahati today to hold a crucial round of talks with Kuki-Zo Council. According to sources, leaders representing 8 tribes will meet the Chief Minister under the banner of Kuki-Zo Council. The meeting held at Vivant Hotel in Guwahati. According to our sources, Chief Minister Khemchand is accompanied by Commissioner cum Secretary Home N. Ashok Kumar. The outcome of this meeting is expected to play a crucial role in shaping the future course of peace efforts in conflict-hit Manipur. Earlier, Chief Minister Yumnam Khemchand left Imphal at around 11 a.m. and later arrived at Guwahati Airport at around 12 and headed to the venue of the meeting later. Meanwhile, Kokomi convener YK Dhiren has expressed strong dissatisfaction over plans to hold talks between Chief Minister Yumnam Khemchand and Kuki-Zo Council KZC in Guwahati. Addressing a press meet at its Lamphelpad office, the Kokomi convener stated that Kokomi opposes talks outside of the state while respecting all communities and welcoming peaceful negotiations to restore normalcy. He claimed that Kokomi has played a pivotal role in maintaining peaceful coexistence among various communities in Manipur, contending that talks on the crisis should be held within Manipur as it is a state-specific issue. Dhiren added that holding talks elsewhere is akin to disrespecting and insulting the people of the state. He accused the previous President's rule government and the incumbent state government of showing bias towards Kukis and failing to enforce law and order equally in hills and valley, terming it unfortunate. The Kokomi convener emphasized that equal treatment to all communities and enforcing law and order everywhere is vital in restoring peace and normalcy.
Law and order si ngakadune lairiba Manipur lairiba security forces singsi makoi singa si mathau to holakanda makoi singda lamen tuenba kulai paiba terrorist singa to madugi matakta akanba thabak lokhalakanda tangdu laitaba fibam mama lakna ba honabagi mahutta hena laipak sibu thugaina ba honariba singadu namtharakanda namkoi singa si fazana makoi singa si da control torakanda anti porkna ba honaba haibasi tawbugi mahutta paksi gi manungda wari sharnaraga any mapa jaga amada Susanpur da Prezrol da Jiribam da natra Kangpokpi da natra any khul da natra Senapati da natra Santen da Tenopan da any hoya amada aikoi Manipur gi issue sing asi resolve tawna bawna ba matam da madu gi mafam sida tawgi mohutta atop state chalakanda madusu Manipur gi leiriba tongan ba secretariat ki leiriba secretariat level da natraga minister team mamagi mar level da wari shabagi mohutta Manipur gi jaktom khamdong leiriba dum da si minister mana chalakanda masi wari shabai bese masi yamna laibak thiba amasung masi Manipur gi tunglam chatta masi yamna laibak thina aikoi lehoraga daba dumba thobuk thong amani haina aikoi kokomina laujai.
CLP leader Kaisam Meghchandra has alleged that the misgovernance and biased approach of both state government and center has led to further deterioration of law and order in Manipur. Meghchandra said this on the sideline of the Eid-ul-Fitr celebration at Porompad, Thawan Thaba, Pangal Lekai today. Speaking further, MLA Meghchandra blamed both center and state government for the violence in Ukhrul district. He asserted that the violence between Kuki and Tangkhul community continues despite the deployment of large number of Central Security Forces personnel in the area.
Central ki outpost level the Litan ki police station maya makoi ki jurisdiction control to bangam bazaga da level mi si ba yu mai thari ba sisu makoi ki presence ta makoi leina state ki force central ki forces leina yu mai thaba am sumi si ba se thoi bane it shows that machina ulibadi miscalculation central government na khali ba se state government na makoi da convince to bangam dre government state government ki tongan no policy ama puthok bangam dre road map ama puthok bangam dre central government na lan na khan ba wakhal amana ngasi gi si one sided oiba miscalculated oiba policy amana ngasi hauji phau chahi ahum mapung pharak kador basi ba pisa thar lei bisi sine ne maram oirim de state government na pam ba thabak se state government na pangthok bangam moya maram di central government na makoi da aya ba pi de central government na sung state government se ani si tongan ba direction da maigai among da chanai amasung state government amna soli amasung magi responsibility amasung accountability se masi sunglai leite aduna Manipur se lenga ka se BJP haibe lenga se le makhai di adum mai khoi wa ki gani.
Campaign for Just and Fair Delimitation JFD has expressed dissatisfaction on state government and BJP Manipur Pradesh for ignoring the call of people to detect illegal immigrants first prior to holding census exercise. JFD conducted a discussion program on census and delimitation at Wabagai Lamkai Kaithil as part of its ongoing effort to educate and discuss on the need to hold NRC first before the process of census begins in the state. The event was organized by Taubal District United Women Welfare Organization, Taubal Ima, and JFD. Secretary Finance of JFD, Sunil Karam, President of Taubal Ima, Kumukcham Mema, along with Mayra Paibi members attended the program. Speaking in the program, Sunil Karam asserted that holding census at the present situation in Manipur is inappropriate as many continue to remain homeless, while national highways continue to be inaccessible for common people. While demanding the detection of illegal immigrants first in the state before continuing with census, Sunil Karam demanded stance of state government and BJP Manipur Pradesh on the issue. RPI Athawale National Secretary Maheshwar Thaunaujam has announced that the party will not field any illegal immigrants as candidates in the upcoming state assembly election. Addressing a press meet held today at its Kaisampat party office, the RPI Athawale National Secretary further demanded that census operation be conducted in the state after identifying illegal immigrants through NRC with 1951 as the base year. He warned of a strong possibility that certain political parties might field illegal immigrants in the upcoming election for political gain once they are wrongfully recorded as bona fide citizens in the census. Maheshwar further cautioned that there would be a perilous effect on the indigenous population if illegal immigrants were elected and gained the opportunity to participate in the state's electoral politics. Citing the 1994 agreement signed between the All Manipur Students Union and the Manipur government to identify undocumented citizens in the state using 1951 as the base year, The RPI leader urged all political parties and general public to collectively pressure the government to implement the NRC before the census operation.
NRC 1951 시즌나두나 illegal immigrants mitopsing khandokba matungda census operation si chathagadabani mitopsing khandokpa hauragani haibagi agreement ama 1994 da state government amasung all Manipur students union ga tawgiba lairabani mitopsing khandokpa hauragani NRC 1951 sizinaduna census report 1951 sizinaduna village directory 1951 sizinaduna amasung Electoral Roll 1948 sizinaduna hauragani haibase 1994 da kuyek pidaduna hauragani haidi state government ki site gi laikrabaneba hausipo aikoigi si kuyek pinagriba matungda su hausipo si implement tawba haudrib se karigino sigi pending sinani aikoi illegal immigrants ki issue achawama laktuna ngasi Manipur da tangdu leita da bagi ngasi gi system sida achawama maramam oiriba se haitare aduga husik election da su illegal immigrants myam khadok tribogdi NRC 1951 tong tribogdi election sida su akoina hitang problem leiba sing sidi akoigi party sing sida su ticket piroi da bane sing har illegal immigrants singnaba ladiba sing sida akoina anyone it may be X or Y akoigi site gi ticket amta pizaroi.
Manipur Governor Ajay Kumar Bhalla has called for reinvigorating agricultural activity to bolster the state's economy. He was speaking at the inauguration of 3-day Agri-Vision Agri-Youth Parliament 2026 on the theme Futuristic Agriculture for Northeast Bharat, Sustainability, Innovations and Opportunities at the auditorium of College of Agriculture. The event, being organized by Central Agricultural University, CAU Imphal, was also attended by CAU Imphal Vice Chancellor Dr. Anupam Mishra, Assam Agricultural University, Zorhat Vice Chancellor Dr. Dipyoti Raj Khowa, Akhil Bharatiya Vidyarthi Parishad National Secretary Kamlesh Singh, and Agri-Vision National Convener Manish Faten. Speaking further, the governor maintained that it is crucial for the northeastern states to strengthen agricultural activities for the future, while noting that the region lacks appropriate market for selling their products. He raised concern that farmers in Northeast region have been facing immense hardships despite their pivotal role in the economic sector due to consistently low income levels. Ajay Kumar Bhalla noted that the GDP of Northeast region has been relatively low compared to the rest of the country. He also underlined the urgent need for revamping infrastructural shortages and lack of market facilities to reinvigorate the Northeast agricultural sector, while noting that the region has plenty of rich flora and fauna. The governor also stated that GI tagged Manipur's black rice has high demand throughout the world.
Is the backbone of our economy, supporting the livelihoods of majority of our population, yet its contribution to GDP remains relatively modest. This imbalance presents a critical opportunity, especially for regions like Northeast, where agriculture is not just an occupation, but it's a way of life. The Northeastern region is richly endowed with natural resources, fertile land, and extraordinary biodiversity. However, we must also recognize structural challenges that persist in this region: the fragmented land holdings, limited infrastructure, inadequate market linkages, and the growing pressure of climate variability. And yet, with these challenges lies immense strength.
Principal Chief Conservator of Forest, PCCF Anurag Bajpai, has called for concerted efforts between the departments concerned and public in conserving forest, noting that forests are national wealth. He was speaking at the observance of International Day of Forest organized by Forest Department at Lamding Makhaleka in Imphal West District. Speaking further, Anurag Bajpai emphasized the vital importance of forests to human existence, stating that they are closely linked to food security while providing raw materials for industry and other essential benefits. Emphasizing the threat posed by anthropogenic activities, the PCCF warned that mass deforestation has led to annual flooding across the state. He also appealed to all concerned to stop forest fire, poppy cultivation, noting that forests are the environmental assets for human existence.
We are having 74% forest cover, and it is the backbone of the economy of this state. Any state having such a large forest cover, or any country having such a large forest cover and such a large forest area, certainly the entire economy would revolve around forest only. Please note it. It cannot go to any other sector. And now it is our duty, the duty of every citizen, every student, because they are the future generation. It is their duty to protect it for the growth, for their growth, for the growth of the state, for the survival, everything. The forest would be required. We all know that forests sustain livelihoods in ways that formal economic statistics often fail to capture.
The budget estimate for government departments that will directly or indirectly be involved in tackling climate change or in managing environment seems to expose the harsh truth on the seriousness of government in tackling the issue of climate change. Is the government doing enough on climate action? Is the budget falling short to bridge the gap between ambition and execution? SKTV Chief Reporter Khetrimayum Premchand brings you a special report.
The effect of climate change is prominently visible, even in the small state like Manipur. The hilly state has been facing frequent flood and also scarcity of water due to errant rainfall. While government has given assurance on its preparedness to tackle and mitigate the effect of flood and other natural calamities, a big question arises on the budget which has been sanctioned to fight climate change, as Water Resources Department cannot fully utilize the budget which was sanctioned to them in this matter, thereby raising question on the efficiency of the department on issues concerning climate change.
Climate change is local issue, it is the global issue. Adu Manipur gi koina lakamatam dadi local gi koina yam kanna koina concern wari si yam toina koi ichau thopus. Adu na koina tangraba koi ising si. Adi pajana koi sinergadi masina koi asset ogadori bani adu masi pajana sinadragadi masi jekna oina la man tang gi gi cham si angba phangna koi man gi ichau si masi thengana ba koi lairiba IFCD Irrigation and Flood Control Department ki budget si 2022-23 dadi ani exam matam da 78% gumadi minus satki asina tai di kaino haida magi koi budget ta thamiba yam gidraba semam do adusu madusu phajana koi manak nakna madi sina gidabagi madugi koi lisang sina madugi awaba ma koi da mai unar.
The budget estimate allocated to Water Resources Department in financial year 2024-2025 was about 652 crore rupees, while in financial year 2025-26 it was reduced to 337 crore rupees, and in financial year 2026-27 it has been fixed at 371 crore rupees. Manipur has faced severe flood in the past few years, but the government seemed to lack concrete adaptation measures to resolve this recurring issue. Amidst this, a big question arises. Is the budget estimate good enough to implement various mitigation projects and work to prevent frequent floods?
Turen mapanda mingmen saraga ising je turen gi manungda adum lehelaga pathon da banatraga mingmen kahen dina ba honaraga ising chahon da ba ma masi ki se leina akoina thengnari ba ising chause masi thoi bane aduna ta pudi akoi ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯅ ꯑꯦꯗꯥꯞ ꯇꯧꯕ ꯍꯥꯏꯕꯒꯤ ꯀꯟꯁꯦꯞ ꯑꯃꯁꯨ ꯂꯥꯛꯇꯕ ꯌꯥꯔꯣꯏꯗ꯭ꯔꯦ ꯁꯝꯅ ꯍꯥꯏꯔꯕꯗ ꯏꯁꯤꯡꯗꯤ ꯆꯥꯎꯔꯅꯤꯅ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯅ ꯂꯩꯔꯒꯗꯤ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ ꯆꯩꯊꯦꯡ ꯍꯟꯊꯍꯟꯅꯕ ꯍꯣꯠꯅꯕꯗꯨꯅꯤ ꯃꯅꯤꯄꯨꯔꯒꯤ ꯀꯟꯇꯦꯛꯁꯇꯗꯤ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯅ ꯑꯦꯗꯥꯞꯇꯦꯁꯟꯁꯤꯗ ꯆꯥꯎꯅ ꯌꯦꯡꯕꯗ ꯃꯅꯤꯄꯨꯔꯒꯤ ꯑꯦꯛ ꯑꯃ ꯂꯩ ꯐ꯭ꯂꯠ ꯄ꯭ꯂꯦꯟ ꯖꯣꯅꯤꯡ ꯑꯦꯛ ꯑꯅ 1978 ꯃꯁꯤ ꯏꯅꯦꯛ ꯇꯧꯈꯤꯕꯅꯤ ꯑꯗ ꯂꯨꯔꯤꯗꯤ ꯁꯤꯒꯤ ꯑꯦꯛꯁꯤꯅ ꯍꯥꯏꯔꯤꯁꯦ ꯐ꯭ꯂꯠ ꯊꯣꯛꯍꯟꯕ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤ ꯇꯝꯄꯥꯛꯁꯦ ꯖꯣꯟ ꯈꯥꯏꯗꯣꯛꯑꯣ ꯍꯥꯏꯕꯅꯤ ꯗꯤꯃꯥꯔꯀꯦꯠ ꯇꯧꯊꯣꯛꯑꯣ ꯍꯥꯏꯕꯅꯤ ꯑꯗꯨꯕꯨ ꯂꯨꯔꯤꯗꯤ ꯉꯁꯥꯏꯒꯤ ꯑꯦꯛꯇꯨ ꯂꯩꯖꯔꯒꯁꯨ ꯐꯖꯅ ꯏꯝꯄ꯭ꯂꯤꯃꯦꯟ ꯇꯧꯕꯁꯦ ꯉꯝꯗ꯭ꯔꯤ ꯗꯤꯃꯥꯔꯀꯦꯁꯟ ꯐꯧ ꯇꯧꯗꯅ ꯂꯩꯔꯤ ꯃꯅꯤꯄꯨꯔꯗ ꯑꯗꯣ ꯐ꯭ꯌꯨꯆꯔꯗ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯅ ꯉꯝꯃꯒꯗꯤ ꯄꯣꯂꯤꯇꯤꯀꯦꯜ ꯋꯤꯜ ꯂꯩꯔꯕ प्रजाꯒꯤ ꯁꯄꯣꯔꯠ ꯂꯩꯔꯒꯗꯤ ꯉꯁꯥꯏꯒꯤ ꯗꯤꯃꯥꯔꯀꯦꯁꯟꯁꯦ ꯖꯣꯟ ꯈꯥꯏꯗꯣꯛꯑꯒ ꯐ꯭ꯌꯨꯆꯔꯒꯤ ꯀꯟꯁꯇ꯭ꯔꯛꯁꯟ ꯈꯨꯗꯤꯡꯃꯛꯁꯦ ꯑꯦꯛꯁꯤꯅ ꯒꯥꯏꯗ ꯇꯧꯔꯒꯗꯤ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯅ ꯑꯦꯗꯥꯞꯇꯦꯁꯟ ꯇꯧꯕ ꯈꯔ ꯍꯦꯟꯅ ꯁꯥꯐꯒꯅꯤꯅ ꯈꯜꯂꯤ.
While there is a need for concerted efforts between government and local bodies to resolve the issue of frequent floods through development of community assets, which could help in preventing flood in low-lying areas and localities near rivers, government needs to involve and engage panchayats, municipalities, and local bodies in the effort to resolve the problem of flood and other extreme climate events.
ꯊꯝꯃꯤꯕ ꯕꯖꯦꯠ ꯈꯔꯁꯦ ꯃꯁꯤ ꯐꯖꯅ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤ ꯃꯁꯤ ꯁꯤꯖꯤꯟꯅꯕꯁꯦ ꯃꯁꯤ ꯌꯥꯝ ꯃꯊꯧ ꯇꯥꯏ ꯑꯗꯨꯅ ꯃꯁ꯭ꯋꯥꯏꯁꯤꯗ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤ ꯐ꯭ꯂꯠ ꯃꯦꯅꯦꯖꯃꯦꯟꯠꯒꯤ ꯑꯗꯨꯒ ꯀ꯭ꯂꯥꯏꯃꯦꯠ ꯆꯦꯟꯖꯒꯤ ꯃꯥꯒꯤ ꯒꯕꯔꯅꯥꯟꯁꯁꯦ ꯃꯁꯤ ꯐꯒꯠꯍꯟꯕ ꯑꯃ ꯆꯪꯉꯦꯕ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤ ꯀ꯭ꯂꯥꯏꯃꯦꯠ ꯆꯦꯟꯖ ꯍꯥꯏꯕꯁꯤꯗꯩꯗ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤ ꯃꯁꯤ ꯊꯦꯡꯅꯕꯁꯤ ꯁꯔꯀꯥꯔ ꯈꯛꯇꯅ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ ꯊꯦꯡꯅꯕ ꯍꯥꯏꯗꯨꯃꯗꯤ ꯑꯣꯏꯗꯦ ꯑꯗꯨꯅ ꯃꯁꯤꯗꯗꯤ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤ ꯀꯝꯃꯨꯅꯤꯇꯤꯒꯤ ꯊꯥꯛꯇ ꯄꯤꯄꯜꯁ ꯄꯥꯔꯇꯤꯁꯤꯄꯦꯁꯟ ꯍꯥꯏꯁꯦ ꯑꯗꯨꯒꯨꯝꯕ ꯃꯈꯜꯒꯤ ꯃꯥꯏ ꯈꯣꯡꯖꯪ ꯑꯃꯒ ꯂꯣꯏꯅꯅ ꯇꯧꯔꯒꯗꯤ ꯃꯁꯤ ꯈꯔꯡꯈꯩꯗꯤ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ ꯃꯥꯏ ꯄꯥꯛꯄꯁꯤ ꯉꯝꯗꯣꯏꯅꯤ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤ ꯃꯔꯨꯑꯣꯏꯅ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ ꯃꯅꯤꯄꯨꯔꯗ ꯍꯧꯖꯤꯛ ꯍꯧꯖꯤꯛ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤ ꯁꯤꯔꯒ ꯂꯩꯔꯤꯕ PRI ꯃꯌꯥꯝꯁꯦ ꯄꯟꯆꯥꯌꯇꯤ ꯔꯥꯖ ꯏꯟꯁꯇꯤꯇ꯭ꯌꯨꯁꯟ ꯑꯗꯨꯒ ꯑꯣꯇꯣꯅꯣꯃꯁ ꯗꯤꯁꯇ꯭ꯔꯤꯛ ꯀꯥꯎꯟꯁꯤꯜ ꯑꯗꯨꯒ ꯂꯣꯏꯅꯅ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤ ꯑꯔꯕꯥꯟꯒꯤ ꯃ꯭ꯌꯨꯅꯤꯁꯤꯄꯥꯜꯒꯤ ꯒꯕꯔꯅꯥꯟꯁꯁꯦ ꯃꯁꯤ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤ ꯃꯄꯥꯡꯒꯜ ꯀꯟꯈꯠꯍꯟꯗꯅ ꯃꯥꯒꯤ ꯁꯛꯇꯤꯁꯦ ꯄꯤꯗꯅ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤ ꯃꯤꯌꯥꯝꯒ ꯍꯛꯊꯦꯡꯅꯅ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤ ꯊꯕꯛ ꯇꯧꯔꯤꯕ ꯑꯗꯨꯒ ꯇꯁꯦꯡꯃꯛꯀꯤ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ ꯒ꯭ꯔꯥꯁ ꯔꯨꯠ ꯂꯦꯚꯦꯜꯗ ꯀꯔꯤ ꯊꯣꯛꯏꯒꯦ ꯍꯥꯏꯁꯤ ꯆꯞ ꯆꯥꯅ ꯈꯪꯕ ꯃꯁꯤ ꯑꯩꯈꯣই ꯃꯄꯥꯡꯒꯜ ꯀꯟꯈꯠꯍꯜꯂꯒꯗꯤ ꯀ꯭ꯂꯥꯏꯃꯦꯠ ꯆꯦꯟꯖꯒꯤ ꯃꯁꯤ ꯂꯥꯛꯏꯕ ꯑꯍꯣꯡꯕꯁꯤꯅ ꯄꯤꯕ ꯁꯥꯐꯨꯗꯒꯤ ꯈꯔꯡꯈꯩ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ ꯀꯟꯕ ꯉꯝꯒꯅꯤ.
Real action on the ground is the need of the hour to tackle climate change. The concern must be reflected in both budget and actions if this global issue, which affects every region, is to be mitigated through joint efforts.
As celebrated in other parts of the world, Islam followers in Manipur are celebrating Eid-ul-Fitr today. Members of Meitei Pangal community residing across the state gathered in large congregation at Idigas by wearing religious attire and performed Eid namaz, praying for their well-being and to restore peace and normalcy in the state. Exchanging hugs to forgive past mistakes, performing ziyarat at the graves of loved ones and enjoying festive meals were also the highlights of the Eid celebration. Married women also visited their maternal homes, carrying sweets and clothes and shared stories of joys and sorrows with their loved ones. Meanwhile, CLP leader K. Meghachandra attended Eid namaz held at the Iddiga in Yairipok, Singa today. He expressed hope that the festival would foster harmonious coexistence between various communities and restore normalcy in the state.
After a 1 Ramzan, we are celebrating here Eid Mubarak, and on this occasion of this Eid Mubarak, I extend my heartfelt happiness with the Eid Mubarak, and with this occasion, I extend happiness to all the people. And
Khetri Bengun Ediga Committee also organized Eid-ul-Fitr celebration at Khetri Bengun Mamang Uyukching, Karbastan. During the celebration, attendees shared meal together and exchanged feelings of joy to each other. Speaking on the sidelines, Khetri Bengun Ediga Committee Secretary Fazur Rahman highlighted the significance of Eid-ul-Fitr, stating that it marks the end of Islam's month-long fasting known as Ramadan and joyous celebration of faith, gratitude and togetherness. He further called for harmonious coexistence between various communities while praying for bringing peace and normalcy in the state. Mayang Imphal MLA Kongkham Robindro dedicated the newly developed Bengun Edigalam Park to the Meitei Pangal community on the eve of Eid-ul-Fitr today. He also performed dua along with the members of Meitei Pangal community at the venue. Speaking on the sidelines, MLA Robindro expressed contentment on the successful inauguration of the public ground, stating that members of the Meitei Pangal community in the locality have been facing inconveniences in performing namaz for Eid since the past many years due to lack of a spacious area. He also expressed gratitude to the landowners who donated the land, JYDC Mayang Imphal, and all those who extended cooperation in developing the public ground. Meanwhile, JYDC President Jesa Machauba appreciated the initiative taken up by MLA Robindro that has enabled the Meitei Pangal community in Bengun area to gather together in the venue and perform namaz on the eve of Eid for the first time. Members of Meitei Pangal community in Quacta also celebrated Eid-ul-Fitr today. As part of the celebration, hundreds of Islam followers in Quacta, led by Zamiatul Ulamagi Sadar Maulana Islauddin Kasmi, Secretary Alauddin Kasmi, social activist Anwar Ali and Mufti Amir, gathered at Quacta Ediga Lampag and offered namaz at 9 a.m. They prayed for their well-being and the return of peace to the state. Muslim community in Nonay district also celebrated Eid-ul-Fitr at NG Memorial Hall in Longmai, Kaitel today. The celebration was marked by prayers for peace and end of enmity and conflict in the world. And it's now time for a short break. We'll be right back.
Great opportunity for local operators. SKTV is expanding. Come and be a part of SKTV revolution with high-speed internet, IPTV along with OTT and other benefits. We are building stronger connections through franchising. Become a local cable operator and provide reliable information and entertainment to your neighbors. Unlock your growth with our technology and top-tier service. So if you're looking for exclusive partnership opportunities, then please call us at 700-5259-437 or 897-420-9157.
Welcome back. In a major success in the efforts to restore normalcy in the state, security forces seized at least 29 firearms and ammunitions and 50 IEDs from several hill and valley districts of Manipur today. During an operation, 6 firearms, including an AK-56 rifle, 3 grenades and ammunition were recovered from the Wabagay Turil Mamay area in Kakching district. In another operation, 29 improvised explosive devices along with 5 locally made hand grenades, 5 electric detonators and several other explosive items were also seized from the vicinity of Loisi and Saibom villages in Tengnopal district. Security forces seized 11 pistols, 85 live rounds of bullets, 4 camouflage BP vests and 3 firearms from the Lamding and Kaming areas in Imphal West district. On the other hand, security forces also recovered 9 IEDs along with 1 pistol and ammunition from SL Saugam area under Machi police station in Tengnopal. Security forces also recovered 12 IEDs and 4 radio sets along with 3 pistols and a grenade launcher from Yangobung village near the India-Myanmar border in Tengnopal. Meanwhile, in another operation, security forces recovered 5 firearms and ammunition from foothill of Tekcham Sanji Ching in Thawal district. With the aim to allow smooth closure of financial year 2025-26, Manipur government has declared March 22nd Sunday, March 28th Saturday and March 29th Sunday as working days for some offices and institutions. In an order issued by Joint Secretary General Administration Department, Thokchom Bedajit, in the name of Governor, it is maintained that the working days on Sundays and Saturday will cover only autonomous bodies or institutions, societies, boards related with treasury operations under the state government of Manipur, and also public and private sector banks in the state. A third Northeast Film Festival, which is being jointly organized by Ministry of Information and Broadcasting and National Film Development Corporation, kicked off at Tantapolis Cinema today. Vice Chancellor of Manipur University of Culture, Professor Paunam Gunindro, Additional Director of DIPR T. Ramesh attended the opening day event of the 3-day-long film festival. Speaking in the program, Professor Gunindro stressed on the importance of producing films which depict the socio-cultural and societies of Northeast region. He asserted that such films will help in creating a special and unique identity for Northeast.
Northeast asigumba culture dabu hairi the societies social structure the hairi society dabu hairi masi punamak ase masi khangma matam stage masi khangnaba amasung mayam outside the hairiba Northeast India gi wangmada amadi outside the country nation si wangmada global da masi akoi masak tapada asuma film sing asina yam so thodang amal dawi haine lawji.
Thangmaiban constituency MLA has emphasized the profound importance of songs, stating that they are an integral part of society with the power to heal and provide solace to the human spirit. He was speaking at the 90th birth celebration of renowned filmmaker and music composer Aribam Shyam Sarma cum centenary year celebration of Matam Isai at Jawaharlal Nehru Manipur Dance Academy Auditorium, Imphal. The event, organized by Aribam Shyam Sharma Foundation, was graced by Aribam Shyam Sharma and noted singers Chongtham Kamala and Khundongbam Gokul Chandra. Speaking further, MLA Joy Kishan stated that songs break through all barriers of language, religion, caste and community. He also appreciated Aribam Shyam's role in fostering Manipuri Matam Ishai while wishing him a long life.
Show music asida yam sathiri jeji jat bijati lekti ako Hindi isai sokoi dum tai degi English song su dum tai South India ki isai tai ko lor boiter ron su dum tai magi leriba mai to khanga boda kasagi song de tune rhythm mayam se dum mai ko heta aduna musician not only ako human beings that the adu mayam su biram gade dum sanga uche wa su dum moi su music ki rhythm su dum moi
Sahitya Thaupang Lup celebrated World Poetry Day and presented Gopal Sharma Award to writer Yengkhom Bihari. President of Sahitya Thaupang Lup, Tongbram Amarjit, Secretary Mayanglambam Uttam Kumar, President of Manipur Cultural Organization Kangjam Radha Kumar, writer and Sahitya Academy awardee R.K. Bhubonsana attended the program, which was held at Manipur Press Club. Speaking in the program, Kangjam Radha Kumar highlighted the significance of poetry in society. On the other hand, Tongbram Amarjit also informed about how observance of World Poetry Day came into being following a decision on 30th General Conference of UNESCO held in Paris in 1999.
Stream of consciousness and stream of that to yen Jatagis. Masi Hakan man mixed feeling there. So the feeling of the Natre. Hadapatanat, Hadapasu. When young and a portion Malay, other Masaki, you don't know the feeling, don't know the emotion, though. You never said on that. In partner on the Putokum and the Madu saying that they Makum Hadi. Ilena Harido, poetry is not a term loss of emotion, but an escape from emotion. That emotion should be not be personal. Personal, but universal, but bottom of where the
Dhanamandjari University DMU Manipur celebrated World Poetry Day 2026 today at DM College of Arts on the theme Poetry as a Bridge for Peace and Inclusion. The event was organized by the Department of English DMU in collaboration with the Internal Quality Assurance Cell IQAC DMU. Dean of School of Humanities and Principal of DM College of Arts, Professor S. Lanchen Maitai, Assistant Professor, Department of Political Science, Nambol L. Sanoy College, Dr. Ningombam Shrima Devi, Dr. H. Shimraingam of Department of English, Pettigrew College, Ukhrul, and Head of Department of English, DMU, Professor M. Rameshwar attended the program. The observance highlighted the role of poetry in encouraging dialogue, promoting inclusivity, and building bridges across diverse communities. Central Bureau of Communication Field Office, Chandel, Ministry of I&B, Government of India, organized a special outreach program on the theme Vikshit Bharat at 2047 at Purum Pantha Community Hall in Purum Pantha Village under Chandel District today. The event was organized in coordination with Achiba Theatre Association, Sagol Bandan, Maitai Indigenous Thangta and Cultural Institute, Kongba Khetri Laikai, Imphal East, PRTs and SNDD. Chairman of Jivan Shankil, Purum Pantha Village, Samson Sankil, Booth Level Officer, Chandel District, Moirangthem Rustam, General Secretary of LNKK, Paul Thamsen graced the program. During the program, speakers reiterated on significance of Vikshit Bharat in making India a developed nation by 2047. Six-day Entrepreneurship Skill Development Program ESDP, jointly organized by Manipur Institute of Open Schooling MIOS and National Institute of Technology and IT Manipur, concluded today at Chinkai Vocational Training Center, Phaknung Mayai Laikai in Imphal East District. The closing function of the ESDP was graced by Lamlai Constituency MLA Kesh Ibomcha, NIT Manipur Registrar Professor Khumukcham Tomba, and MIOS Director Salam Nabchandra. Addressing the gathering, MLA Ibomcha observed that due to lack of awareness, people often fail to reap the benefits of the government schemes, even though the central government has introduced various schemes to make the state self-reliant. He further urged the people to participate in the training programs to acquire necessary skills before taking up related ventures. The MLA added that banks and government departments would extend financial support to those who sincerely take up entrepreneurial ventures.
Trade-singduda khangnaba hairaba paisadu thadabiraganda senthok lambedama pidri sembiraga oi masa masagi senthok phimdu hagalangnaba lairaba sipor na haidar samna hai adu bugi semaine oi sen thadra kadoriba akar kadoriba scheme mayamdo adu gi maramda koi khangba midu dane three
Red Shield Division of Indian Army in association with Nasik Medical Practitioners Association conducted multi-specialty medical camps in various areas in both hills and valley since March 19. Medical camps were conducted as part of Operation Sadbhavana, and its services were made available at Molpai Tampak, Laisang Football Ground, Ningthaukong, Moirang, Sawombung, and YKPI. The facilities and checkup for gynecology, dermatology, orthopedics, pediatrics, cardiology, and ophthalmology were made available to villagers during the medical camp. And now the weather report. According to ICAR Regional Center Lamphelpat, state's maximum temperature was recorded at 25.5 degrees Celsius, while the minimum temperature was 14.5 degrees Celsius. The maximum relative humidity was measured to be 94% in the morning and 61% in the evening. According to IMD, Manipur received 2 millimeters of rainfall in the past 24 hours. And now before we wrap up the headlines once again. Chief Minister Yumnam Khemchand holds crucial talks with members of Kukizo Council in Guwahati. Kokomi expresses dissatisfaction over holding of talks outside Manipur, says it is a state-specific issue. Maheshwar Thaunaujam declares RPI Athawale will not field any illegal immigrants as candidates in the upcoming State Assembly election. Governor Ajay Kumar Bhalla stresses on importance of strengthening agriculture sector in order to boost economy. Manipur joins observance of International Day of Forests. Principal Chief Conservator of Forest Anurag Bajpai calls for concerted efforts to conserve forests. And Meitei Pangal community joins the celebration of Eid-ul-Fitr with mass prayers and grand feasts. That is all the news we have for now. Thank you for watching SKTV News and keep watching for more news updates.